Oh, hello there, my little friends, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Diablo's Bedtime Stories. Well, tonight's story is about a young man who lived not too far from here. It happened right over Christmas. It's a little holiday story known as
Santa's Little Helper.
That's right, it's squeakly. What happened was, there was a family that lived not too far from here, and it was very poor when Christmas rolled around. They had almost no money, the poor folks. And they had a son. His name was Miguel. And little Miguel, more than anything, he wanted a PlayStation 2. And he kept going up to his daddy saying, "Daddy, I want a PlayStation 2, I want a PlayStation 2. And his dad said, "Miguel, we don't have enough money." He said, "Oh, please, Daddy, please, I want a PlayStation 2. Well, he wouldn't shut up about it. So finally his dad and his mom, they went looking all around the house, under the couches, and they broke open their piggy banks, and they got all their money together, and they had $10. And Miguel said, "Daddy, is that enough for a PlayStation 2? And his dad said, "Are you stupid? Do you know how to count?" "Of course not. It was $10. He said, "Oh, Daddy." He said, "Hey, maybe we can get a Christmas tree for the family, a little Christmas tree." Little Miguel said, "I don't want no stupid Christmas tree. I want a PlayStation 2. But nobody would listen to him. They went down to the Christmas tree lot near here, and they looked all around, and finally they were able to find this little ugly tree. Well, they brought it up to the old Chinese man who ran the joint, and they said, "Here, we'll take this tree." He said, "Squiggly! Stop bothering me! Cut it out, Squiggly!" Good help is so hard to find. Where was I? Ah, yes, the Christmas tree. So they went up to the old Chinese man who ran the place, and they said, "We'll take this one." And the Chinese man said, "Oh, that tree, you'll love that tree. It's special." Miguel said, that tree sucks, man." Chinese man said, "Oh, little boy, I like you. I'm going to give you a special Christmas gift. Here." And he reached under his counter, and he gave little Miguel a Santa doll. Miguel said, "Santa? Santa sucks." His sister said, "I'll take it." And the Chinese man said, "Oh, you'll never forget that, Santa." He said, "Whatever, old Chinese dude, this sucks." Well, they went back to their house, and they started looking at all their tree and everything. And Miguel took the Santa away from his sister, and it had a little string on it. He pulled the string, and the Santa went, "Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody!" And Miguel said, "Merry Christmas to you too, Santa. You suck." And then he pulled the string again, and this time Santa said something different. Santa went, "Your mama's a ho, ho, ho." Miguel went, "Oh my God." He said, "Mommy, the Santa just called you a hoe." She said, "It did not." He said, "It did." He pulled the string again, but Santa just went, "Ho, ho, ho, Merry Christmas." She said, "See, you little liar, you're always making up stories." He said, "No, I swear I heard it. But she didn't believe him. Well, after she left the room, he said, "I heard you, Santa. I know what you said." He pulled the string, and this time Santa went, "Ho, ho, ho, Merry Christmas." And then it turned its head and looked at Miguel and said, "And I'm going to kill you, Miguel." Miguel threw the Santa on the ground. He said, "Mommy, the Santa said it was going to kill me." She said, "Oh, shut up, Miguel. A minute ago it was calling me a hoe." He said, "No, it did. He picked it up. He said, "I'm going to rip it in half. This thing is like evil or something." His sister took it away. She said, "Leave my Santa alone. And you go near it again, I'll smack you, you little brat." He said, "But..." She wouldn't believe it. She said, "Come on, leave it alone." She put the Santa down on the counter. Her mom brought in some juice. She put it next to the Santa. She said, "Come on, Miguel, help with the cookies." Miguel walked away from the Santa. He said, "I'm watching you, little Santa. I know what you're up to. I don't trust you." Well, he went into the kitchen. He got some cookies with his mom. They came back into the room, and they picked up their juice, which had been sitting next to the Santa. They said, "Everybody," they said, "let's drink a toast to Christmas." They took the juice. His father drank a sip. He spit it out. He said, "This juice tastes terrible." His mom drank the juice. She said, "God, what's wrong with this juice?" Miguel took the juice. He dipped his finger in it. He tasted it. He said, "Mommy," he said, "this juice tastes like somebody peed in it." He said, "I bet it was little Santa when we were out of the room. I bet little Santa peed in the juice." They said, "Oh, come on now, that thing is not alive." He said, "It is." He looked at little Santa, and while he was looking at little Santa looked at him and it winked at him. "Because Mama, the Santa just winked at me." She said, "Oh, you stop with these stories. Just go to bed." So they put Miguel in his room, and he went to sleep. But he couldn't sleep. He put a chair in front of his door. Easy, Mr. Squeakley. Well, he put a chair in front of his door, and he locked it. Well, he was laying in his bed trying to sleep. In the middle of the night, Miguel heard little footsteps outside his door. He woke up. He crept up to his door, and he heard a little knock. He said, "Who is it?" And a voice on the other side of the door said, ho, 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 little boy. He said, oh, is that you, little Santa? He said, yeah, you know it. He said, I'm going to tell everybody about you, little Santa. I know you're alive. I know you're like a little demon or something. And little Santa said, oh, ain't nobody going to believe you, boy. He said, guess what, boy? Before this Christmas is over, I'm going to cut off your jingle bells. Because you ain't going to get me, little Santa. He said, oh, I'm going to get you. You heard of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? You're going to be Miguel the Red-Nosed Boy after I cut it off. He said, guess what, little boy? I left you a gift right in the kitchen. I hope you enjoy it. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. And he heard little footsteps going away. Miguel was so scared. He went back in his bed, and he lay there staring at the door all night. Well, in the morning, he heard his father get up and go down to the kitchen. And then he heard screaming and yelling. He heard his sister and his mom run through the house and down to the kitchen. They started screaming and yelling. Miguel pulled the chair out of the way. He unlocked the door. He ran down the stairs. He ran to the kitchen. Oh! He stopped. Because when he got in the kitchen, there on the kitchen floor was the family dog, Tico, laying on its back with its paws out to the side, and its belly was cut open and all its guts were pulled out. Miguel went, oh, Tico! His dad pulled him close. He said, don't look, boy, don't look. Some crazy man came in here last night and killed poor Tico. Miguel said, no, it wasn't no crazy man. It's a little Santa. Look, it's laying on the floor covered with blood. It did it. It talks to me. It came at night. It told me what it was going to do. It said it was going to cut off my jingle bells. Please, somebody believe me. But they wouldn't listen to him. He yelled and screamed all day long about the Santa. He tried to pick it up and rip it in half. His sister took it away. She said, will you stop, you little psycho? God, you're crazy. It's bad enough the dog is dead and you're nuts. So finally they made him go to his room without any supper. Oh, Miguel was so freaked out. He double locked his door. He put a chair there. And he got a baseball bat from out of the closet. And he laid on the bed with the bat.